Radio, la web radio che ci vai sotto. So, welcome on the RadioRock.com. Am I talking with Mr. Jan Rechberger from Amorphis?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so you're about to leave for a European tour, 36 dates, right?
Like that, yeah. The tour begins tomorrow, actually, in Cologne, in Germany.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll be touring till December 8th, like in a row almost. So it's gonna be a hell of a tour and exciting, of course.
Oh yeah, that was the first question you have already answered. But in these 36 shows, which is the most electrifying for you?
Excuse me?
Is there a show between all these 36 dates that you can imagine will be the most electrifying for you?
Well, that's hard to say, to be honest. But, usually we've been having really good audience everywhere, so it's kind of hard to categorize like that. But we also played a lot of these places before, and it's been really good, every time. So I kind of expect all of them to be electrifying, if that satisfies the question. But of course, when you are from Italy, so let's put it that it would be Milan, of course.
Yes, and 26 November you will be here. We know Europe loves Amorphis, but we read on Twitter in North America you got so many fans of yours, of course, and there's a NHL superstar, don't know if you know him, he's Finnish, his name is Tuska Rask, and he's maybe the ultimate Amorphis fan. He's keep telling in the whole world, oh, listen to Amorphis. How does it feel to be the idol of a NHL superstar?
Well, it feels good. It feels good, of course, because, we do this for the fans. Of course, first of all, we do it for ourselves, but the next is the fans, of course, and then it feels good if the music is going through, that if people is enjoying it and stuff like that, so it obviously feels good,
Yeah, he plays in Boston Bruins, I'm reading now. Well, next question is about, before speaking about Circle, let's talk a little bit about your past. You've just released the vinyl edition of your Privilege of Evil EP for its 20 years. It originally came out in 1993. You are one of those who's still in the band. How did Amorphis change in those 20 years?
Well, it changed a lot, obviously. I mean, if you listen to our records, you can maybe obviously hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because we used to start with like more with brutal death metal, and then the style has been evolving, during those years. And there's also 9 years in between. I haven't been in the band, so
yes.
During the time when Pasi Koskinen used to be the singer, Pekka Kainulainen played the drums.
You came back in Amorphis with Far From the Sun record, if I am right. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, and I think that was kind of a period then, of course, still Elegy was more progressive metal, and then I think maybe from Tuonela to Far From the Sun,
yeah,
it was a little bit more like, it went more to some hard rock direction, to my opinion. Maybe, and then after Tomi Joutsen joined the band, then we kind of had all these elements combined, and it's been evolving all the way on its way to the Circle album. So it's been changing a lot, but nowadays we're kind of trying to take all the elements from the past and also that make something new to it as well. So I think we will keep on changing all the time anyway. So
yeah,
so maybe after 5 years I will have to answer this question again.
And the guy has a hell of a voice.
Yeah, that's true.
So now let's talk about Circle and its concept, because you always wrote about Kalevala. the national Finnish poem, but now you are moving a little bit away from the team. Can you tell us something about what Circle is about?
Well, it's about story. It's story about survival, basically. You know, and I think Kat has been reading this from the website and everything, but it's Pekka Kainulainen's own story.
Ah,
and it's of course
okay.
It's of course been having a lot of influences from the world of Kalevala, of course, but it's like a one man's journey, you know, through an accident to survive through a spiritual guide. And it's actually a story that you can pretty much refer to your own life. I mean, everybody can take something from it to their own, and you know, it's a really universal story. So I recommend reading the lyrics and deciding for yourself. Basically, that's pretty much all I can say, because to be honest, I am not the writer of the lyrics. So the deeper meaning would have to be asked from him.
Yes.
But you know, if you read the lyrics and the concept, then you will realize what I'm talking about. So I think it's a story about survival, and you know, through the spiritual guide and spiritual world, and
a spiritual journey
one again, to heal again and to become one. You know, so that makes the Circle, which is the album title as well.
Okay, Circle musically, it maintains the typical elegance of Amorphis, no? But it sounds really harder compared to your recent albums. I mean, I don't know, Silent Waters or last record before, for example. Is that a choice, or is this the natural evolution of your sound?
Well, I think it might be a little bit of both, actually. But you know, obviously we used a different producer this time. We were with Peter Tägtgren.
Yeah, I will ask you later about him.
Yeah. And so of course we wanted to do something different, you know, because we don't want to repeat ourselves too much. And we kind of did the past 4 albums with the same method. We used the same studio, we used the same producer and vocals, which was not from nice. And mixing engineer, same recording engineers, stuff like that. So in the end of the day, it comes maybe a little bit boring for us. So we wanted to do something else this time. So we were using a different studio this time. We were recording pretty much in our own studio with Peter. And, you know, I just think it came out more heavier sounding and more guitar driven this time.
Yeah.
And that might be because of Peter's effort, of course, and I think it was just, in a way, it came out naturally, like, you know, because we don't usually plan that much how the end result should be, because we don't really believe in that type
of planning
methods. Yeah. So you just have to see what comes naturally and what feels right, and this basically was what felt right at the time.
I read so please keep going.
No, I think I finished already. So.
I was moving forward to the other question. I read you closed yourself. You went in a sort. I mean the whole band. You went in a sort of exiles in the countryside in a house for doing this record. Why did you make this? Yeah, it was partly that you know, we've been recording as I told you, the later albums, the previous albums, we're recording in the studio in Helsinki, and we all live in Helsinki, and it might get a bit busy, you know, because everybody's have to do their home duties at the same time and stuff like that. So this time we chose to go to the countryside, you know, that everybody can really concentrate on the album. Yes.
And stuff like that. So we did only drums and all the like pilot recordings and stuff like that with Peter in a countryside place. And then we moved back to Helsinki in our own studio.
Okay.
To do the guitars and bass and keyboards and vocals and everything else, mixing it in his own studio in Sweden. So we made it in, I think, 4 different studios this time. So it was more interesting to do it that way, you know, to have more effort and more inspiring session and stuff like that.
back with Silent Waters, you started to collaborate with Mr. Sorry, I'm not so familiar with Finnish names. Pekka Kainulainen, the designer, the artist.
Yes,
and you're still working with him today. How did you know him? Can you tell us something about this artist? I mean, he does also sculptures. I saw.
Well, he's a really diverse artist. You know, he's a genius.
Yeah.
The way he can do photo installations, statues, poems, video installations. You know, all kinds of stuff. And he's a great lyricist, and he's been kind of translating Kalevala for us.
Wow.
You know, in Silent Waters, in Sky Forger, and in also Beginning of Times records. We wanted to with him also with the latest album, but we didn't want to take anything particular from Kalevala, so he was kind of writing his own story, which is the story, you know, behind Circle. So yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that we can work with him in the future as well, because he's a genius.
Yes, amazing covers, and yes, did so. Really a great artist. We love, I mean, we, at the Guys of the Radio, we love really very much in this record with Mission and Narrow Path. Especially the second one, it's really Amorphis style. Can you tell us something about these couple of songs?
Well, yeah, as you said, they are pretty Amorphis style songs. And I think actually Mission is gonna be our next single.
Whoa, we got an anticipation here.
Yeah,
we got a spoiler.
I'm kind of hoping we will add it to the live stuff, because we're now touring in Australia and China, Japan, stuff like that. We didn't include it in the set list, but we can do it later, I hope.
Okay.
It's a new single, but yeah, I mean it got everything that we usually do. I mean, it's got catchy melody, kind of catchy beats and stuff like that with the choruses and everything. So it's just the way we do music.
Yes.
Basically.
Your vision of music, we can say.
To come up with songs like that. So also Narrow Path is really folk style, you know, arrangement and everything. So.
I have a last question, and then we are done. Let's talk about the guy who produced this record, Mr. Peter Tägtgren. I mean, he is not just one of the best. I mean, I think he's the gold standard. Did you choose him just because, so to speak, just because he's the best? Or did you want something particular? You wanted to reach a particular target? And if yes, which one?
Question. Yeah, that's a good question, you know, because I mean, it's maybe the most important fact behind that is that we're all friends with Peter. We have known him for past 16 years or something like that. We were touring together back in the days, and we knew that he's a producer, and we're kind of following his career as a producer along these years.
And he also made a lot of records lately. He worked, I think, also with Children of Bodom. I don't know. Lately, he made a lot of Scandinavian records.
Yeah, he's been doing hundreds of records, basically. But, you know, I mean, we were just, every time we see him, you know, we see him along the tour or on some festival or something, we're always talking about that we should do something together. And this time it really happened for the first time, because our schedules and our timetables really matched this time, so we could do something together now. And it was really good. I mean, he's a good friend of ours, and he's a great producer, and he's really a talented musician and everything, and he's got a lot of great ideas about songs and arrangements and melodies, stuff like that. So we just wanted to have an outside opinion, you know, to
yes,
an overall producer, because on the past album we basically had producer only for vocal parts, But now we had a producer for the whole project, and he was kind of guiding us and, keeping things together in the studio. So, I mean, I don't know if he's the best, because I don't know if anybody is really the best. But he definitely was a really good choice for us this time, and I seriously hope we can work with him in the future as well.
I said that because I'm a fan of his work. I mean, I'm a fan of Pain. I love his work.
Yeah,
so
I know what you mean. He's a really talented guy, and he's a really good producer. So obviously, this is the reason we chose him. Also, the fact that we are friends and we've been talking about doing an album together for a long time already. So now it finally happened, and we are all really happy about it.
So, Ian, you have been really nice. We are done with our question. I leave you the last word for greetings to all our listeners.
Okay, well, stay true, stay metal, and,
yeah.
And, hope to see you guys in Milan in I think 26th.
Yes.
So I really hope to see all you guys over there, and let's have a great show and unforgettable evening together. So
okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hope to see you in Milan then.
Okay, bye. I hope too.
Okay, cheers.
Goodbye, cheers,
All
and
right.
greet the guys of the band for us.
All right, well, cheers. Okay.
Ciao.
Under Radio, la web radio che ci vai sotto!